Hey everybody, it's Andrew Gaffney with Demand Gen Report. I'm here at B2B MX and I'm joined by Jeff Marcoux with TTEC. Jeff was one of our morning keynotes today and did a great session on personalization.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for doing that. We had a lot of great buzz around it. You talked about it for our viewers that weren't able to see the session. Why are B2B marketers still struggling with personalization so much at this point?
I mean, honestly, it's a mix of kind of data maturity, but then also just tactic maturity is a big thing on it. We're being told by all the vendors in the space that you've got to have all this data, all this intelligence, algorithms, AI, and you've got to have the latest and greatest tools. But the reality is a lot of us, personalization matters at distinct moments in customer journeys, and it varies buying cycle by buying cycle, company to company, when you should do those different pieces. One of the examples we gave was even in just simple merge fields, companies still mess up today. And so you need to make sure you can do the fundamentals of personalization first before you try to go kind of whole hog on a strategy like that.
Yeah, I thought one of the other interesting elements that you addressed was it's not just about sort of the classic marketing of adding a first name to an email, but it really extending across sales. And we'll talk a little bit about how you would recommend or you're seeing companies do that at different engagement points.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have an end-to-end personalization strategy as you're taking a look at stuff, you create a disjointed customer journey. One of the examples that I run across all the time is even sales using Sales Navigator, where they'll turn around and just send me hey, we have connections in common, we should connect, right? And there's no, why do you want to talk to me? Who do you know? How well do you know them? And to me, I look at marketing as having this great opportunity when you're building those buyer's journeys to say, what personalization do we do up at the top of the funnel, tied to then our demand gen strategy, tied to our email and our web, tied to our sales efforts? How do we train sales to actually spend that extra 10 seconds to personalize something? And then even from an account tiering and tactic perspective, which accounts do you really double down on and do personalization on, and which ones do you not? So it's really, as a marketer, you need to look at that holistic journey so you can execute effectively.
No, I thought that was a great perspective. And you touched on the fact that it's not all technology, but there are some cool technologies. Can you talk a little bit about sort of bots and where you see some of the future of this heading?
Yeah, I mean, we're hearing data and AI and that whole space. One of the newer techs that we're starting to see emerge is really around kind of chatbot, voice bot technology that's coming out, and it is actually shadowing people as you're going through your website from that perspective, and learning and starting to recommend, custom tailoring the website around that experience. But then it will engage at the right moment, right, with full context of what you've been looking at, potentially your role, things like that. The other place that we're seeing is where bots are actually coaching agents and sales reps and things like that to say, hey, you're now chatting or talking to this person based on the real-time conversation. They seem like they're happy, they seem like they're getting mad or frustrated. You should offer this, you should give this discount, and they're making those recommendations in real time to coach the agent in the background to make them more efficient and more effective.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. Great session. We appreciate you doing it again.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Hopefully we'll have you back again next year.
Would love to.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Cheers.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks all.